Welcome back to another installment of the Skin Scoop here with WTKR Sports 3. I'm here with Jason Canfora. We were talking about earlier the Redskin camp, the matchups you want to see out here. What are your feelings and what you're particularly going to look for out here?
Well, I guess running back's an interesting one. You know, Rob Kelly's the incumbent. Didn't have the season they maybe thought he would have, didn't build on some things. I still think it's his job to lose, but this kid out of Oklahoma has some explosion to him. I think they're going to flat out run the ball more than they have in the past and be a little more balanced, try to get back to what they were with Alfred Morris in his prime a few years ago. So I think there'll be carries for everybody. But in terms of sort of position battles, I think running back's the one that leaps out because that's a position where college generally translates to pro. It's not like wide receiver where there's a learning curve for a year or two. Certainly not like quarterback, some of these other positions. So, you know, that's one where somebody can come out and win a job in camp.
I agree with you, especially with the wide receiver part. Another position I was looking at, we're very heavy in the linebacker position. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's an area where if they do have more guys who can play, then they can get on the field. That's where you look to trade somebody before you have to cut them, and maybe you address something else in your front seven. Maybe you get another interior defensive tackle if there's a team out there that has an abundance of them. So, I mean, the key to roster building is to have great depth, and what they have, roster spots 54 to 90, can be flipped into something they need to improve the quality at another spot. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how all that shakes out, but at least on paper, as we stand before anybody gets hurt, it looks like an area where they have some numbers.
Yeah, great. So you were talking about earlier with Mitch, the big word that's going around camp right now is Kirk Cousins' contract negotiations. How is that going on? What's your side about that?
Well, I mean, I just think it is what it is. You compare his production to other players, and you compare what quarterbacks make, and no one's going to cry for him making $24 million this year, nor should they. But when you've paid a guy $44 for $2, and you're trying to buy 5 more years of his services, guaranteeing an additional $28, $29 isn't going to get it done. You can't buy 5 years of service time for 1 year of future guaranteed money. $24 million he's got in his pocket for this year. He knows I'm going to get 17 game checks, each in excess of $1 million. So if I've got that, and now they're basically going to guarantee next year's transition tag now, which helps a little bit in injury protection, but then they want to own me through 2022? No one's going to sign off on that. Say what you want about Kirk Cousins. People call him a system guy. People want to diminish him. Oh, he had all these. He's got so many weapons. Pretty much any offensive category you measure a quarterback by the last 2 seasons when he's been the full-time starter, he's in the top 5 in everything. Go look at yards, go look at completion percentage, go look at completions, go look at attempts, go look at yards per attempt. It's Cousins, Brady, Wilson, Rodgers. Like, he's right there with everybody. Now, he's 12th in touchdowns, 54. His interception percentage is higher than you'd like, but he's not going to do a low ball deal right before training camp starts when he knows if they franchise him again next year, which I think they will, that's another $30+ million in his pocket.
Right. I hope our bosses can franchise us.
Hey, I just hope they keep me around. Whatever, just keep me on the payroll.
Exactly. One more question for you. I see you're wearing a Norfolk Tides hat. Big O's fan. Been to Harbor Park and everything. How do you like that?
Yeah, we've been several times. We love it. We kind of make the pilgrimage every year where they have the passport program where if you go to all the affiliates, you get a T-shirt and then you get entered in a chance to win a trip to training camp, so spring training. I'm already in football mode. So yeah, we've been going down for a few years. We've been lucky enough to be down there, my son and I, the last couple years when you go on the field and take pictures with the players. So no, we love it. I love minor league ball in general, and Norfolk's a great park. It's my son's favorite minor league park, so
great.
We make the trek every year.
Well, next time you're in town, let me know. I'll go to a game with you.
Next summer, man.
Great.
It'll be on Twitter, don't worry.
Great. Yeah. So for Jason Canfora, I'm Dax Gray. This is the Washington Redskins Scoop.